should be like you, Mel?
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning and welcome back to Cherry AM. Slightly different show today. Not one that we had. We're not going to do the one that we originally planned. We're just going to pay our tributes to Diogo Jota, who obviously passed away yesterday. To do that with me, I've got Malcolm. How you doing this morning, Malcolm?
Yeah, good morning, Matt. Yeah, a sad day. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Yeah, I think we all feel pretty much the same way.
Yeah, it's it was a terrible day for football yesterday. So we're going to pay tribute to him. We're just going to go through the chat very quickly. Dan Short, morning. Nice to have you with us as always, Dan. And yes, that's what today's show is going to be about. Malcolm has put in the comments, just for all those joining the comments and the chat early. Yesterday was a really sad day for football. Today's show will be different for obvious reasons. Rest in peace, Diogo and Andre. Chris, hello. Nice to have you with us as always. And again, yeah, like we were just saying, this is what today's show will be about. Yeah, I imagine so. We'll touch on that shortly, Dan. Hi, Paul from Oz. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us as always. Doug, hello, buddy. Yeah, thinking about all you guys today, all you Liverpool fans, as well as obviously the family. And I did see your show last night, buddy, that you did, which was very, very poignant last night. Darren Hurst, good morning. Wearing the shirt loud and proud after flying from Perth to Singapore. Yes, I think actually you put something in our group on Facebook, I think this morning. I think it was yourself. Rest in peace, Jota. Makes you realise to enjoy every day like it's your last. Yeah, absolutely. Liam, hope you're well, buddy. Morning, everyone. Rest in peace, Diogo and Andre. And we also have George Carter in the chat as well. Good morning, guys. Tragic news. Rest in peace, Diogo and Andre Silva. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you as always. Like I say, we are going to do a slightly just different show today. A tribute to Diogo Jota. Malcolm, news broke yesterday. Obviously, you sent a message to myself and when I was at work yesterday. Yeah, I mean, just words can't describe, really, can it?
No, no. We had a really good show yesterday, and thanks for everybody who got involved. And within an hour, the news was breaking. Shock was the first thing. How do you get your head around it? And
Yeah,
obviously, as time moved on through the morning, it became very apparent what had actually happened. I suppose, through social media and technology these days, nothing stays quiet for long. But absolutely tragic, yeah. I don't know where yesterday went, to be honest with you, because it was just one of those days where it hits you hard, as a football fan. Forget rivalry, forget your opponents and one thing and another. This was a young man alongside his brother at the prime of his footballing life and in his private life as well, had everything at his feet and suddenly just gone. And it hits home, how fragile we all are, really. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little bit speechless this morning. I'm afraid I couldn't speak yesterday. I was just trying to get my head around it all. Uh, and anybody in the chat, if you've got your thoughts on it, please do comment. Yeah. The one thing I will mention, from a footballing point of view, which came out yesterday, they are actually, Liverpool will not use number 20, sure, again. They can immortalise him. It's a sign of respect, and Liverpool do things their way, and we've learned to respect their decisions over the years and what they do. Yes, they're a massive football club, but they're also, brilliant with community and support and everything. So, yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. And also touching on what Dan mentioned, I'm sure something will happen. Obviously, it's our first game of the season, sod's law, isn't it? But I'm sure for any Cherries fans that are travelling up there, they will show the utmost respect and they will know what's going on and they will celebrate Diogo's life like the Liverpool fans would. So, yeah, tough times ahead. You know,
yeah.
can't add any more really, Matt, at the moment.
No, I
So,
mean it's going to. I mean, it affects everybody. Obviously, the first thoughts are with the family. Obviously, his wife and his children and all his family. You look at it from the football club's perspective. Obviously, that's going to go through the whole club, right through from the first team all the way through to the backroom staff, the club staff, just everybody
absolutely.
to be
Mhm.
affected by it, and it's very hard to process at the moment, isn't it? Something like this,
Yeah, yeah,
it's quite hard to process. There's some tributes from people like Jurgen Klopp that have been in the press that are just sort of up on the screen at the minute. I mean, guys in the chat and those of you watching, please pop your comments into the chat. And obviously, we look back a little bit at his career as well. I mean, when you look at his career, Malcolm,
Mhm.
49 caps for his country, 14 goals. He also
Yeah,
represented Portugal at various other levels as well, including under 19, under 21, also under
Mhm.
23 as well. Wolves is where um, he sort of made his breakthrough at Wolves, didn't he?
yeah, yeah.
I think they may have played in the Championship, I think, if I
Yeah,
remember right.
yeah, they
Uh,
actually got promoted to Premier League. So it was there were quite a lot of Portuguese players actually in that first 11 for Wolves. But they had a really good season, first season up in the Premier League. Standout players. And no surprise that sooner or later they would move on to bigger clubs. Yeah, really, really good side, and I'm sure there are thousands of Wolves fans who are very, very saddened hearing this news. But no, really, they must have some super memories to carry with them.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then he got his chance at Liverpool. So,
Yeah. I mean, Atletico Madrid, I think he was actually he was there for a while. I don't think he made any first team appearances for Atletico Madrid. But then loan spell at Porto followed. Before then, moving on to Wolverhampton Wanderers on loan as well. He spent a season there on loan, where he made a massive impact that season. 44 appearances, 17 goals. Before then, obviously establishing himself with Wolves in the Premier League, and obviously caught the eye of Liverpool. It's a career, very successful career as well. I mean, he's won obviously the Premier League and other trophies at Liverpool.
League Cup as well. So he's
such a talent that everybody, the footballing world has lost. I mean, a very versatile forward as well, from what I can remember from watching him. He could play in various attacking positions. I think they had a bit of a nickname for him as well. About was it Jota the Slotter?
I'm not sure. I know they got a song. They had a song for him, didn't they, on the Kop?
Yeah, because fantastic goal scoring record as well. I mean, he could also play a false nine. He could play as a striker. Could play as the winger. Could play as an inside forward.
Yeah.
Many positions that he did cover.
Very adaptable.
Very adaptable player. Very adaptable. I remember when I used to watch him play against us. He was always. I think if I was defending against him, I'd always put myself in that kind of picture. If I was defending against a player like him, he would give you a real runaround.
Oh, crikey. You knew you'd have a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely knew you'd have a game. Let's just go back to the chat quickly. We've got a couple of people in there. Liam, it was a really shock. I came off from watching a great show yesterday to hearing it. Yeah, this is it. I mean, yesterday's show was great. And
very true, Liam.
Yeah, yesterday's show was excellent. I mean, there was so much covered yesterday, and massive shout out to Craig, Ollie, and Malcolm, who've done some great shows on Cherry AM this week. They've been really fantastic to watch, and we're glad that everybody's enjoying the show each morning and coming back to the chat and interacting. We are absolutely loving it. We're loving how this is growing. So we really do thank from everybody, from all of us. We thank everybody for joining us every morning. But just today we didn't feel it was appropriate to do our normal show, but to pay tribute this morning. So keep your comments coming, guys. We'll bring them up on the screen. Dan Short, Liverpool have scrapped. Yeah, as Malcolm was just saying there, they're going to retire the number 20 shirt, which I think Malcolm, really that is a great tribute to the player, isn't it, to retire their shirt number?
Yeah.
And I think
all I was going to say, out of respect, really, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, massively. And maybe Wolves, Dan, may do something similar. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'm sure both clubs will pay their respects in the right way. Mr. Beasley is in the chat. Morning, Craig. I was somber yesterday. Diogo only got Matt yet, as we were just saying, Malcolm. From the family perspective, the wedding from just sort of 10 days ago. We saw images of that yesterday, and you're right, Craig. Life can be absolutely cruel. A good player, but an even better person from what's come out. Rest in peace, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Craig's spot on with this. We can talk about him as a player, but really it is what we're reading about him as a person and comments from his teammates is you can see really how loved he was as a teammate, as a teammate, as an international teammate. I think I brought up a comment a little while ago from Ronaldo. There's so many comments about him as a human being. You can really see how he is loved by everybody. Liam, he was a fantastic player and an even better human being. This is it. This is spot on. Such a great person. Touched many people as well. Across all his clubs. You can see yesterday from Sky cameras being at Anfield, the tributes that were there was unreal, and I'm sure those tributes at Anfield would just carry on growing. And they were interviewing Wolves fans outside Molineux, and you could just see how he was so loved by both clubs and both sets of fans, and you can really see how he's touched them. So, Ollie in the chat, Ollie will be back next week hosting with Malcolm between Monday and Thursday next week. The shows we will revert back to our normal shows from Monday. Myself and Malcolm just felt that today we needed just to do a show and to pay tribute. Sad news yesterday, absolutely. Like I was saying, and like Malcolm's, been saying, it was very difficult to process. I think it's still difficult now. Obviously, you took yourself out for a bit of a walk yesterday afternoon, didn't you, Malcolm? Just to kind of sort of, process it. And for me, it kind of, like I was saying, it hit home. I got home from work yesterday and saw the tributes and everything on Sky Sports, and it's terrible news all round. No matter who you support or what, it's just terrible and sad day for football. Real sad day for football. Craig, I am all for retiring of shirt numbers. It is the best form of respect from a club and its fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's the highest honor, really. I think you could give somebody, isn't it? That shirt is currently his shirt number. So yeah, I think it's a fitting tribute to do that. To be honest, I know obviously there was a lot of talk about our first game of the season, obviously being against Liverpool, and I suppose really it was a lot of it was about what's gone on recently, obviously with Kirke's transfer in there, but I don't think the game's going to have any. It's the first game of the season at Anfield now is all going to be about paying respects to him. I think all the other stuff is irrelevant, isn't it? Really, it's all paying respects to Jota on that night now, which is only right. I mean, if we just go through quickly some of the stuff that was said by some teammates and other football personnel yesterday. Today, the football world has lost not just a brilliant player, but a remarkable human being. That was a quote from Ryan Babel. His team captain, Virgil van Dijk, said, "We will miss you beyond words and never forget you. Your legacy will live on. We will make sure of it." Just try to put myself into their shoes. I mean, they're all set to go back to pre-season training, Malcolm, and one of your teammates just isn't going to be there. It's not a case of it was expected. It's going to be so difficult to start going back to training and knowing that he's not going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I think every player or everybody associated with Liverpool, they'll have to try and deal with it individually. I think there will be backroom support for those that actually need to have it. But these guys, they're very, very professional, very, very human. And I'm sure, being the close knit that they are, behind closed doors, they will get through it in their own way, and even collectively, perhaps. So it can't be easy. It really cannot be easy because there is an empty space there in the dressing room, and I think it might. I won't say a wake up call. That's not really the right term, but um, it'll give the players a little bit of time to reflect, and it'll come in flashes. It always does things like this. They totally unexpected moments, and you look somewhere, and it'll just trigger something in the brain to say, "Oh, my mate used to sit there." It comes without warning, and you just have to try and get on with what your job is. But I think the first day when they're all together is going to be quite difficult. And I really, really cannot imagine how difficult, to be honest with you. But that is just like the football inside. I mean, obviously, you move back to the family. The mother has lost two children. Bloody awful. It really is. I mean, we know it happens daily, and I mean, I see it as reports from newspapers, local and whatever, where things happen in life. But something on this scale, from obviously somebody's in the, right at the top there, and are always on, or as a prominent person. It's going to impact many, many thousands of people. So, but for the players when they return, tough time ahead. But I'm sure they'll deal with it in a professional way, like they generally do.
Yeah. Definitely. Let's just quickly pop back to the chat. Chris, he was a great player to watch when Bournemouth played them away. My favourite to his friends and family. I mean, obviously this is it. We've got to think of his friends, his family, as well. Obviously, it's just a terrible and tragic event. Craig is saying, I didn't want to believe it when I first saw it. Malcolm was the first to tell me, and I asked if it was Sky, hoping it was fake. Was a fake website. Football always comes together in times like this, and that's exactly it. I mean, no matter, like we were just saying earlier, with Malcolm, no matter who you support, when things like this happen, football can unite and pay their respects, which is absolutely right. Liam, it's going to be an emotional and special day on the first game of the season. Yeah, and to follow on from your comment there, Liam, as well, Craig said it's going to be a very somber game. First game of the season. Everyone was looking forward to the Kirkes reunion. That won't even cross anyone's minds now. And it's not about that. It's not about that.
No.
It is, like Liam just said in the previous comment, it is going to be an emotional day, and a day where Liverpool are going to want to, I'm sure, pay their respects at Anfield. In their first game of the season. Obviously, a player who was so important to them last season in their title win. They're going to want to make sure he's they pay the best tribute that they can possibly pay, and I'm sure that's exactly what Liverpool are going to do. We just go back to some of the other comments from some other colleagues and former managers. So Ronaldo sent his condolences to Jota's family, the wife, the children, and he added, I know you will always be with them. Rest in peace, Diogo and Andre. We will miss you. Obviously, it's his brother as well, isn't it, Malcolm? Which must be devastating for the parents. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
Diogo was not only a fantastic player, but also a great friend, a loving and caring husband and father. We will miss you so much. And that's from former manager Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, there was a nice statement from the club itself, Liverpool and Arnold Slot, yesterday as well. I've just got a few here that we've put together this morning. So the Portuguese FA said Jota was an extraordinary person, respected by all teammates and opponents, someone with an infectious joy and a reference in the community itself. Yeah, a hero for many Portuguese football fans. So yeah, that's the part of the tribute that the Portuguese FA have made. Another teammate, Darren Nunes. No words of comfort for so much pain. I will always remember you with your smile as a good companion on and off the field. Again, like we just said, it's going to be so hard for these guys to get back, and obviously to pre-season training, which I believe is set to start very soon for Liverpool, isn't it? So Kenny Dalglish, football is not important at this sad time, and that's absolutely spot on. It is not important. You feel helpless knowing there's so little we can do to ease the pain for his wife of just 2 weeks and his 3 beautiful children, which is, they're the ones that everyone's thoughts have got to be with at this time. Portuguese teammate, Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes called Jota a friend, colleague and companion of 1,000 battles. Now, obviously, both playing in the same league, both playing for big rival clubs, they would have had some decent battles over the years, wouldn't they, Malcolm?
Yeah, certainly. And then obviously being in, the national team together. Think that that's not going to happen anymore is just, crazy. Yeah,
it is. And another tribute from a former Wolves teammate, Raul Jimenez. I don't know if I've said it right. I always pronounce.
Jimenez.
Glad you're here to correct my pronunciation. And he said it's hard to get this kind of news, and I still can't believe it. An excellent colleague, friend, and above all, a great father. Thank you for everything, friend. We will always remember you. So, a lot of really, and there's loads more out there. That's just a selection that, we brought up there, but there's some, real heartfelt tributes out there, isn't there, Malcolm? And, I think just today it's just been important that we've, paid our tributes and our respects to him. So we're not gonna cover anything Bournemouth related today. I know there was the competition running to guess how many football shirts that I've got. We have got a winner, but I'm going to leave that for Ollie to announce on Monday because I don't really think it's appropriate today. So Ollie and Malcolm will announce that on Monday, and that's what we'll do. So I think we're going to kind of just wrap up now, guys. Thank you, everybody that's been involved in Cherry AM this week in the chat. We really do appreciate it. There's been some great shows. There's going to be even more great shows coming next week. Ollie and Malcolm will be with you Monday to Thursday next week, and I will be here Friday, but I will be joined by Paul from Oz next Friday. So he's going to make his debut on Cherry AM. If anybody wants to get involved with Cherry AM or any other shows that we do on the channel, just do please contact us at utcidafcb@gmail.com. And we're happy to have anybody and everybody involved. Whoever wants to come on and join us, everybody is welcome. But please stay tuned to the channel. We will be back with Cherry M, like I just said, on Monday. We've just got another comment pop up. Chris. Thank you for joining us every day, Chris, as well. Great to have you with us.
Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us today. Sorry it's a bit shorter. Hopefully you fully understand why. And have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And there's the email address as well. We're not going to end with the normal outro. We're not going to do all our normal stuff. We're just going to literally leave a message on the screen for a few moments just to sort of pause and reflect. And there will be some information scrolling along the bottom of the screen. And then we will just bring this show to a close. But until the next one, thank you everybody for joining us. And please join us again on Monday when you'll be in the very capable hands of Ollie and Malcolm, who will bring you a whole host of Cherries news. Obviously, we've got 2 players playing in the Gold Cup final on Sunday, I think it is, isn't it, Malcolm? So I'm sure there'll be some information on that. I'm sure there's going to be loads of transfer build up and other rumours and plenty of stuff for Ollie and Malcolm to discuss. But until the next one, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all your support. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.